Hello, everybody. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What have we just witnessed? I went to my brother's to watch a game and I crashed out there afterwards because I was just emotionally all over the place. And I thought I'll get a few hours sleep and then I'll make me video. But this game will go down in history books. Mexico deserve credit. England deserve credit because that was a roller coaster of emotions. The heart. When you speak about England, you speak about Heart of Lions. That game was a Heart of Lions. England went onto that Azteca pitch and thought, if we're going to come out bullied and bruised, you're going to come out bullied and bruised. We're going to come out bleeding. We're going to fight for every ball on that football pitch. In Mexico, you're going to have to as well. Both teams were absolutely brilliant. Both teams wanting to win. Both teams fighting for every ball. It had everything. Had penalties, 5 goals, red cards, everything. Every single thing you can possibly want in a game was in that game. We speak about the Azteca and we speak about all the historic moments in that stadium, one of the best, most historic stadiums in world football history. You think about the Pele moments, you think about the Maradona moments, then you'll be able to sit back in a couple of years' time and think, where was I when England beat Mexico 3-2 at the Azteca? We spoke about all the build-up to this game, the altitude, Mexico's record. Have they played anybody that will actually give them a fight? Have they played anybody that will go to the trenches like England did today? Mexico was shocked. England were a little bit shocked. I was a little bit shocked. You were a little bit shocked. But it sets up a wonderful tie against Norway in the quarterfinals. England against Norway. Harry Kane against Haaland. Bellingham against Odegaard. You've got Saka against Nusa. What a game. We're going to be going through it all again, but we need to start with this Mexico game because, guys, I don't know where to start with that. With this game, it was one of those games where tactics don't go out the window, but you win it through sheer grit, heart, determination, attitude, arrogance, whatever you want to call it. England had it all today. That sort of passion, that sort of the way they approached the game, the way the game unfolded, is exactly what you think about when you think about England. Like, you think about Spain, their identities, this beautiful football, one-touch football, playing between the lines, a little bit of rotation. Think about Brazil's identity. It's all about that flair, the magic, the skill. That's pretty much England's identity. Let's be honest about it. But are we proud of it? Of course we're proud of it because that is how we win games of football. That is one of those games where it almost gets you believing that you can win the World Cup. Now, I'm not saying England are going to win the World Cup. Yes, it's coming home, guys. I'm just saying one of those games where you've given it all and you're coming off the pitch a bit battered, bruised. That mentally, psychologically will have a huge impact on England. Like, that was one of those games where I just applaud every single player on the pitch. And I'm not even just talking about England players, talking about Mexico players as well, because it takes two to tango. So yes, we can big up England. We can say England were absolutely brilliant. But Mexico, thank you. Thank you for just creating this masterpiece of a game. Like, that will go down in the history books from both sides. And unfortunately, there's always got to be a loser. But Mexico, for me, didn't really lose today. Yes, they're out the tournament, and it's a bit disappointing because they genuinely believe they could cause and beat England. Mexico deserve a lot of credit, so I just wanted to make that point before we get onto it, because I will be bigging up these England players because they stepped on that pitch with all the noise around them that they can't go to the Azteca, they can't win, they haven't got that sort of mentality. But that's what it was about today. Yes, I had the quality. We're seeing Jude Bellingham absolutely brilliant on that football pitch with last-ditch tackles, scoring 2 goals. Absolutely tremendous performance from Jude Bellingham from a tactical and technical standpoint. But that game was all about your mental fortitude. We went 2-0 up. Mexico brought one back. And then you're thinking, oh, it's going to happen again, isn't it? Jesus, just before halftime, Mexico scored. So that lifts their morale. The next goal was the important goal, and it was Harry Kane. That is pure the Heart of Lions. That's exactly what it was. But England, right, let's talk about the game because I can go on and on about how special. And do you know what? I'm going to be honest, guys. My brother isn't the biggest football fan, but it was just a joy just to watch a football game like that with him, just to be there with him because he's my best pal. Even he was just caught in the emotion. He likes football. He loves football, but he's not a pure football fan. But my God, I've never seen him celebrate a game like I seen that. It was just pure emotion, joy, but also sadness at the same time when Mexico scored. So let's talk about it, because as you can see from the momentum map here, up until the 75th minute, they were punching, we were punching, they were creating chances. Pickford was pulling off saves, their goalkeeper was pulling off saves. It was end-to-end stuff. The game could have went either way. Let's be honest about it, because Raul Jimenez had a few headers where he very close in them. They had the first chance of the game with the Raul Jimenez header, and then the save from Pickford where he tipped it over the bar. So those chances could have went in. Nico Riley hitting the post. Like, there was a lot. Both teams were punching at each other. So like, this was like a boxing match. It was Mexico and England just went through 12 rounds of boxing. Like, that's exactly what it was about. But just look at this. Look at the beauty and the chaotic state of this. Like, England go 2-0 up, Mexico pull one back, England get a red card. No, Mexico score, England get a red card, Harry Kane scores, and then Raul Jimenez scores a penalty. And then it was just backs to the wall, defending, clearances, fighting for every ball, supporting your teammate. It had everything. Now, I'm going to talk about it tactically, because there was a couple of things that I love from England, especially the first goal. And I want to give Saka a huge, huge credit here, because Bukayo Saka did what I always want my wingers to do. Don't always come back on your left foot. Yes, you can come back on your left foot at times. Go on the outside. Go on the outside, because it causes chaos. It commits players. You can win penalties. It allows you to drive driven crosses into the box. And then Jude Bellingham, the man of the moment, the man of the tournament. How often does he stand up for England and be counted? Now, people look at Jude Bellingham and say it's arrogance. It's not arrogance, man. You need a little bit of arrogance. This arrogance, I would prefer to call it confidence. This confidence that Jude Bellingham has got is absolutely outrageous. That guy is a superstar. We've seen an ultimate midfield performance from Jude Bellingham today. Yes, he was playing that number 10 today, but he was everywhere. He was box crashing, scoring 2 goals. He took his goals brilliantly, just finding a bit of space in the box. You can just see him arriving at the top edge of that picture there, just arriving late. He knows he's getting on the end of that. Nice little cushioned header. Goalkeeper, absolutely no chance. England go 1-0 up, and Jude Bellingham once again stands up to be counted for England. This guy has to be the first name on the team sheet. I don't care what anybody says. He is England's superstar. He is the guy, the moments. Yes, we've got Harry Kane. Harry Kane does his bit. I don't even think Harry Kane had his best game today, to be honest, in terms of all-round game. But Jude Bellingham, man, what more can this guy do to get the respect of the media? I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to show you a few things in a second, because Jude Bellingham, 5 goals, 1 assist in 5 games in the England World Cup 2026. But the media should be ashamed of themselves. This is the only negative of this video. The media, and look who it's written by, Craig Hope. The media should be ashamed of themselves. When I first seen this before the World Cup, I was just scratching my head thinking, are we living on Mars? What we're doing here? This should never, ever, ever be written in a newspaper, ever. Yes, he didn't have the best of seasons at Real Madrid, but he was playing with an injury, and half of Real Madrid didn't have a good season. So when your teammates aren't having a good season, it's so difficult for you to have a good season. But Jude Bellingham is a man of the moment, guys. This guy is just... But this guy has everything in his locker, guys, and we need to just appreciate him. Don't bring him down, encourage him, even through his bad moments. Encourage him, because he was absolutely outstanding. Look at his heat map. He was all over the place today. 2 goals, 3 out of 3 shots on target, 7 defensive contributions, 3 touches in the opposition box, and 2 of them were goals. 2 passes into the final third, 2 accurate long balls, 7 defensive contributions, 3 tackles, 1 last man tackle, and we'll speak about that. 4 clearances, 1 headed clearances, 3 ball recoveries, 9 out of 15 ground duels won, 1 out of 1 aerial duels won, 2 fouls, and 1 foul committed. This guy, 23 years old, has a world at his feet. I'm sorry to big him up, but I just thought he was absolutely outstanding. I thought, to be honest, every single player, I think those ratings for England players do them a disservice. O'Reilly is 6.6. I think it's disservice. I thought Konza was pretty decent. Konza got sent off, so that's probably why his is so low. I thought Declan Rice had a good But guys, that was brilliant. And so England went 1-0 up, and it was Saka going on the outside. And to be honest, honestly, that is what you want from your winger. Every striker, every attack midfielder wants your winger to go on the outside. And then the second goal, this is what I love, because England were defending in a 4-4-2. I love that. We didn't defend in a 4-5-1. The reason being is because when you won't win the ball back in transition, you got players ahead of the ball so you can break on the opposition. Look at this. And this, I always speak about this, having players ahead of the ball, even when you're defending, because when you win the ball back, when you're aggressive and you press and win the ball back, then Jude Bellingham can break, Harry Kane can break, Anthony Gordon can break, because Elliot Anderson here triggers a press brilliantly. As soon as a Mexico player, centre midfielder, receives it, he tries to receive on the half turn. Elliot Anderson, sharp into the tackle, wins the ball back, and then it's like 4 white arrows just flooding forwards. And Mexico are like, what the hell do I do here? Because you can manipulate the space any way you like, because those 3 Mexico defenders are in no man's land. And that's exactly where our second goal comes from, because it gets put wide to Harry Kane. He cuts it back into the penalty area, and there's only one man there, and that is Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, step up to the stage, because you, my guy, put England 2-0 up at the Azteca, and the whole of the England nation was smiling at this moment. And you're just thinking to yourself, England, just see the game out. Just say the game out, but credit to Mexico, because the thing I'll give credit to Mexico for is about their resilience, because they haven't even conceded a goal in this World Cup. So it's about their mentality. How does it affect them when they concede? And today they stood up to the plate. They thought, okay, you've went 2-0 up. We're going to fight back. And that's exactly what they did. They had it, I can't remember who it was. And they scored pretty much off a set piece where the ball came in. Konza tried to clear it, came out the edge of the area. He was standing alone. It was a brilliant finish from Quinez, just into the roof of the net. And that first half was a little bit chaotic. Let's be honest about it. Mexico had more possession, they had more shots, but England were leading 2-1. But the second half, that was just what was it? How can you describe that second half? Because you were coming out at halftime and you're thinking that next goal is so important. That next goal is absolutely massive. This time it was Anthony Gordon getting brought down by the goalkeeper. Harry Kane steps up, and what a penalty. Accurate, powerful, good height. Very, very little goalkeepers are saving that, because it just had everything. He knew as soon as he put that ball down on that spot, he was scoring. What a penalty from Harry Kane. But look at this second half. It was just chaotic, because England had a man sent off. Kwanzaa got sent off at 3-1. And then Mexico scored a penalty themselves. And it was Harry Kane that gave away a penalty. But that last 30 minutes, look at England. They were backs against the ropes. And I'm going to be honest, usually 9 times out of 10, when you invite pressure on, you concede. England were that 1% today. And Thomas Tuchel, say what you like, and I will never defend going to a defensive shape. But today it worked, and he proved me wrong, because he brought on Dan Burn, he brought on John Stones, he brought on Henderson, and they all delivered. They were clearing balls. I didn't agree with Mexico's tactics in the final 30 minutes because, well, it was pretty much England doing what England wanted to do. What you want to do in that situation is force the opposition wide, because when you've got bodies like Dan Burn, Jordan Henderson, Mark Gahey, they can clear crosses all day long. And every single Mexico attack was going out wide and putting crosses in. It wasn't working, but they kept on doing it. So it kind of helped England, but you've seen the last-ditch tackles from Jude Bellingham. You've seen the defensive grit. It's saying, we're coming off this pitch without a fight. We're coming off this pitch as winners. And that's exactly what England did, guys. Like, I couldn't be prouder of the whole team, genuinely, because it was just a monumental performance. And I couldn't be prouder of Mexico, because Mexico been a brilliant watch. And what they've done at this tournament is create that hospitality, but create those moments in this tournament. And Mexico deserve a lot of credit, because they're a force to be reckoned with. We seen it today. We had to go right to the depth, to the deep waters to win that game of football. Like, it was just everything, guys. Like, let me know your comments in the below. But yeah, super happy. Quarterfinals against Norway. Like, Norway got the best goal scorer. And when you can score goals, you're a problem. And Haaland surely can score goals. So it's going to be interesting how that game unfolds. Let me know your comments in the below, guys. I appreciate you all watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.